Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Normally I do this sound check ahead of time, but well, unfortunately I didn't have the luxury of time. I literally just got home. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but the storm literally was hot on my heels. I'm still not even fully set up. I said I was going to be here, I was going to be live, especially for my home state. So you know we had to do things up, had to do it right. I'm down a laptop right now, so I don't have my third screen. I'm going to have to get in. I was eventually planning on getting another one, but I'm trying to see how things work out with my setup here first. But man, I might be able to do the little old switcheroo here and make this work. Don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it's really ramping up over here. Listen to that rain. Don't know if you can hear it, but it is pretty friggin' loud. Oh yeah, we're getting it now too. You guys are just about done over there in Dawson, it looks like. Thankfully, up towards the north, towards our area, we haven't had much. It's really over towards, I would say, Peachtree City, Fayetteville, where we had tornado warnings earlier. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. It does have a tornado possible tag with its... Okay, no it doesn't. That's good news. But Henry, Spalding, Fayette, Butts. Yep, just got home. Literally just got home. Probably about maybe 10 minutes ago. I went straight to the computer. But we're here. I'm just happy that we're here. I'm still trying to get some DOT cameras up. I haven't even really had a chance to properly set up, but like I said, I told you I was going to be here, and I was going to keep that promise. Meant what I said. Okay. I think we got a new warning, actually. That might be a new tornado warning. Okay, no, it's not. Screen was just kind of glitched for a second. So at this current point in time, all we have are severe... Oh, I stand corrected. We did have a tornado warning. This one's in Enterprise, Alabama here. We got Dale and Coffee counties under a tornado warning here. This is from a line extending near New Brockton towards near Enterprise. This is moving at 35 miles an hour. It's a radar indicated tornado. This will be in level plains now. This will be in Ozark now. This is again a radar indicated tornado. That's really just about it. Hail threat is not really much of a concern, nor is the damaging wind threat. It is all just tornadoes here. Okay, so if that's the case, let's get Alabama up here too. Because I think there are cameras in Enterprise. One way to know for sure. Oh, no, I guess not. Nope. Wait, yeah, there are. Okay. So we'll have to kind of babysit this camera over here. Ah, thank you. Appreciate that, Katie. Alright, and we got our cameras up too. Already? That's good. That's real good. Well, off to a decent start then. What I think I should start doing is I need to go state by state here and just kind of set up the scene for each of these cameras, or set up a source instead of just trying to do it the way I've been doing it. But yeah, that's one thing about the Bama cameras, is that they will have it set up to where they make you check in like every 90 seconds. So the time frame's limited. Let's go ahead and look at our warning over here towards Enterprise. This does have a nice little hook on it. Almost seems like it's somewhat supercellular in nature, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that this is full-on supercell though. Weatherwise is working much better today, which I'm very happy about, by the way, because I had quite the struggle yesterday. By the way, of course, in case you missed it, this is our point of rotation. You see this little arrow right here with the dot. That is where our circulation is. This is going to be crossing over Munson Heights right now. Apologies for the lack of chaser feeds today. Oh no, even if you weren't here, I was going to cover my home state now. I'm a Georgia boy after all, born and raised. Okay, so what I'm seeing right now, let's go ahead and put this in loop mode. You can hear the thunder in my area, by the way. But from what I'm seeing right here, probably another 30 minutes for the storms roll in. From what I'm seeing so far, only severe thunderstorm warnings. I haven't seen any rotation here based off the velocity map we're looking at right now. Let's pause. Let's go up to the latest image here. There's a chance that you might get some hail from this. Maybe some 60-mile-per-hour winds possibly, but as of right now, there is not a tornado possible tag with any of these severe thunderstorm warnings, which is good news. My area just went under a special weather statement. The other thing about these storms is that they're going to be quick movers, so I wouldn't be too worried about them sticking around. The initial threat's really going to be early on. As we get later into the day, not going to be that big of a problem. It's just getting through the beginning that's the key. I'm beginning to like the layout of weatherwise here. As long as my loop is working good, I'm happy for the most part. Like I said, there could be a few other features that I would love to see on here. Like I would love to be able to get the exact timing of when these storms would be expected to reach an area as well. But all in all, for a weather app that's really just now starting to kind of grow, I think they're doing an excellent job. Still trying to share the stream here. It's going to be a bit of a challenge since I'm down to 2 monitors at the moment. I might have to improvise here and use my phone. Didn't even get a chance to make my bed this morning. I tried to get to work as early as I could, so that way I could get back to you guys quickly. Get some good rumbles of thunder here though, by the way. Okay. Yeah, I actually did have WeatherWise on my phone pulled up, as I was driving home, so I was watching that here and there. When I saw those tornado warnings, I kind of stepped it into high gear, I can't lie. Also, guys, don't forget to hit that share button, because we're a little bit behind the 8 ball today. Just a little bit. Okay. We are a little bit behind the 8 ball here. Okay. Alright, I'm pulling up chat on my phone to make this easier. Okay. So I'm gonna mount that right there. Should give us a good look. Just gotta be watchful of my phone battery before all is said and done. Okay. So that's my main, and we're good. Alright, so I'd say we're about maybe 60% set from this point. Still looking at our Bama tornado warning here. Zoom back in on it. Rotation's kind of diminished. This is what I was kind of saying earlier, that we didn't have much of a way of supercell structure with the Daleville storm. It looked like it had a good hook on it, and it did for a moment. But in these linear events, like, you'll have those little, what you would actually call bounded weak echo regions. And you'll see a point where they really start to flare up and they'll spin. They'll produce tornadoes. They usually end up being brief and they're not very strong, but they still can cause a lot of problems nonetheless. So you always have to watch out for those, because you could see them probably touch down. They might last maybe 30 seconds to about 2 minutes, and then they're out of there. Also, excuse me for a second, I want to look at how much lightning's within my own area here. My biggest concern right now, though, if I'm being completely honest, is losing power. I'm not very concerned about the storm threat itself, but losing power is probably my biggest worry at this point. There's a lot of lightning over my area. But it looks like we're about to be out of that severe thunderstorm watch in no time flat. So like I said, these are going to be quick movers. So not a whole lot to worry about. We can actually go back to reflectivity here. Excuse me. In fact, now I think we're just getting to that point where we're going to have mainly just heavy rain and a lot of lightning. The good news is, though, it can wash some of that falling off my car, because there's a lot of it. So that's something I am looking forward to. That's a positive. It's going to take down some of that pollen, but we're going to have a nasty resurgence of it tomorrow. Usually will happen with big storm systems too, unfortunately. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Just a reminder. We're at 6 likes, which is really good so far. See if we can get more. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you're hitting that like button. I'm gonna try to keep ads off as much as I can here, especially during the active parts. So let me refresh this real quick to make sure that I have control. There we go. Okay, we're good. Let me get this camera back up and we should be well set here at this point. These cameras that we're looking at, by the way, are in Alabama. This is right next to where our current tornado warning is. This is Westgate Parkway and Reeves Street. This is just outside of Enterprise here. The storm has not moved into this region yet, hence why it looks dry still right now. Yeah, a lot of people were nervous, of course, with this system. I mean, I understand it. Yeah, this one wasn't too bad, thankfully. At least not over towards where we were. There were other areas further up towards the north, like over towards Indiana, Ohio, Michigan especially. Also parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, which got a little worse than we did. But overall, it's not too bad. Strongest part of the storm is just out clearing my own area. Okay, let me go ahead and get the cameras back up here. We head over towards Covington. They do have a severe thunderstorm warning over there, so at least we'll have some cameras on the ground here. Here we go. I'm gonna go for Alvacoy Road. The Georgia DOT cameras are really good, by the way. One of my favorite cameras to use, actually. All right. Let's get some music going, and then we're gonna start to feel like ourselves again here. Ooh, we got some strong winds going here. I can actually hear it in the background. Here's some wind to go with it. Okay. All right, there we go. get Alabama back up. Alright, so we now have severe thunderstorm watches stretching all the way into South Carolina at this point. This is yet to reach the coastline yet, but we will be here for that as well. We'll be settling in for a bit now. The fires? Yeah. That'd be nice. Is that a new one? Uh-oh. I think it's the music. I think it's just so many different things that we have open here that's slowing it down. We're just working the computer too hard, I guess. Yep, that is a new tornado warning. That's just outside of Covington, ironically, where we had our camera. This is for Rockdale, Henry, and Newton counties. So this storm has a history of tornado warnings too. There's been at least 2 issued earlier. This is the 3rd one. This is near Flippin, by the way, moving at 60 miles an hour. So we got Porterdale, Magnet, Almond, Millstead, Richardson Park, Starsville, Brick Store, Covington, of course, Gum Creek, Flippin again, Georgia International Horse Park, Kellytown, Conyers, Oak Hill, Oxford, McDonough, Social Circle, and Stockbridge in the path of these storms. So we're up to 2 now. So just a reminder, folks, if you're just now tuning in, make sure you're hitting that like button. I think I see this camera over here showing a little bit of a lowering in Alabama, by the way. Alright, we hit 10 likes. Awesome. See if we can keep that going. Go ahead and look at that velocity in a second here. Just testing to see what the loop's acting like right now. Yeah, it is just a tad bit slow. We're just asking a lot out of the computer, I think. I don't think it's a weather-wise problem at all. Yeah, there it was right there. It was for a brief period. We had a clear sign of it. Now it looks like it's starting to slowly diminish. Can't sleep on it just yet, though. Alright, it looks like, Renita, the first wave of action here is going to be heading into your county momentarily here. Probably 10 minutes or less, I would say. These are moving at about 60 miles an hour, so within the next 10 minutes you're going to start to see the first round. Then the main wave will hit, and then after that you'll start to see a slowdown. There'll still be plenty of thunder and lightning even after the worst part of the storm passes. Still a little notch over here, right over towards Midland City. That storm is still capable of producing. Hoping by some chance we're able to get a visual of this in Alabama. Skies are getting a little bit darker over towards Covington. Oh, not a problem. Alright, so our total tornado warning count is still sitting at 2. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Oh, I forgot to catch the delays, the delayed ads. That's my fault, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, we're delaying the ads for a little bit for now. Alright, so storm's passing through Covington right about now. I don't know if that tornado warning's still in effect or not yet. Yep, they allowed it to expire now. So now we're focusing back towards Dothan once again. This is an observed tornado now, by the way. So this is a radar-confirmed tornado near Midland City. This is moving east at 40 miles an hour. This will be in Headland within the next 3 minutes. You have to include Sylvan Grove, Newville, Goldberg Field, Headland Municipal Airport, Kirkland Crossroads, Blackwood, and Napier Field in this warning for this confirmed tornado. This storm looks really good on radar, by the way. That's a nice signature too. Red up against the green. You can see that there's a clear velocity couplet. The gate to gate. Let's get a look at that. Gate to gate's pretty weak. So I'd say the gate to gate's about 31 miles per hour. So pretty weak tornado, not one that I would expect to last for long. In fact, there it goes by that X scan. It used up whatever it had in order to drop that one quick tornado. You can kind of see a little debris signature kind of matching up with where that debris was just outside of Sylvan Grove. Oh, the snake? You have a snake? Hmm. That's pretty cool. That's an interesting fact to go along with it. Ooh. Aw. I like dogs. I'm not a snake person, so to each their own. Me personally, I would prefer a dog. I gotta use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. I am back. Oops, don't do that. Wrong one. There we go. Got another tornado warning on the southern sector of this cell over here, just outside of Dothan. This is for Henry, Houston, and Early counties. Early counties in Georgia, by the way. The other two are in Alabama. This was capable of producing a tornado located over Dothan, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Webb, Ashford, Courts, and Kinsey will be in the path of the storm for the next 5 minutes. Columbia within the next 15. We also have Barber, Pleasant Plains, Sigma, Pierce, Enon, Ardilla, and Farley Nuclear Plant, Avon, Smyrna, Alabama, most likely, and Hilton in the path of the storm. Oh no. Oh, you got a dog and a cat too. Cool. I don't I don't know if I think Contingent's one of my moderators might have a snake. I know he has spiders. No, I don't think it's Contingent's. I think he just has spiders. Contingent's like spiders. So does Baconator. I don't think I know of anyone in particular that has a snake. I'd have to ask him whenever he gets here. If he shows up today. I know he's going to be working. Alright, looks like the heavy rain's going through this region around Dothan right now. So line's passing through. Thing is, once the line passes through, the severe weather threat ends. So really, this is the main area of interest now. It looks like Georgia is slowing down at the moment. Let's go to Warner Robins, get a look at this line. I mean, the action is still pretty intense here around some areas. Doesn't look awful though. Depending on how these storms behave to the south, if they slow down, especially if we don't get any more observed tornado warnings for a little bit, I'll probably sneak off and get some food. Okay, there we go. Rain's still coming down pretty good over towards the Westgate Parkway and Reeves Street here. I think the worst of that severe weather threat and the tornado threat's just about out of there now. We still have one big severe thunderstorm warning that encases the southeastern side of the metro here, or south and eastern sides of the metro here. Within a matter of hours, this will actually be over towards Augusta, where I have family over there. Then before long, this will be entering South Carolina. that's feeling. Here's some more thunder. That'll wake me up. Oh, that's a pretty good rumble, too. Excuse me. Alright, up to 12 likes. That's what we like to see here. Appreciate you guys. Also encourage you, if you're tuning in for the first time this evening, definitely hit that like button. And also urge you to hit that share button. Try to get this info out to as many people as we can. Ooh. Spike right. A little tired there. Okay. Alright, so we've lost the observed signal here. Let's go ahead and actually look at velocity while we're at it. Not a prominent signal of rotation. These might expire early as a result. But then again, given the history of these, it would not surprise me if it tries to happen again. If it tries to do something like that again. Radar picture isn't looking all that great either at this point, which is good news. Might need to grab some food here, find some energy. How is Charlotte right now? See which radar's closest to Charlotte. Guess we'll go with Greenville. Charlotte's clear for right now. Storms are expected to come in later. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Nothing really in regards to tornadoes at this current point in time, Tim. I might take my chances here and try to grab some food real quick. Wish I had the siren automated. Maybe I'll get it coded to where it can happen eventually. Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab something to eat though, so I can get a little bit more energy, be a little bit more lively. I'm probably gonna do the same thing I normally do and turn off the camera while I'm at it. I'll be back in a little bit. Food's fixed. Obviously, we know the rules with the camera for right now. Don't, unless you want to hear taco shells crunching, which I'm sure you don't. I'm gonna try to keep this. I'm gonna keep the camera off, and then also I'll be talking a little bit more intermittently. There is a huge severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, that just got issued for the Florida Panhandle from basically Panama City to Jacksonville. Wow. That is a very large warning. One of the largest warnings that I think I've ever seen. But at this point, it looks like a lot of the action is staying, the most intense action is staying further to the south. You're still with me right now, Renita. I would not be worried too much about the weather here. Still gonna get some strong winds out of this, but I wouldn't expect anything too crazy. The heavy rain will be coming in shortly, though. Oh, you didn't get a drop of rain last night? With the type of setup that you had, as I mentioned before, it didn't seem like it was going to be like one of those widespread setups. Truthfully, there was never need for you to be in your basement. If there was a need, I'd let you know. But these storms technically aren't even at severe limits, so I wouldn't be, like I said, I wouldn't be too worried about these. You're gonna get thunder and lightning out of them, yes. You're gonna get some strong winds, but you're not getting a tornado out of this as of right now. And I don't see any imminent signs of a tornado developing either. You're just gonna get some thunder, lightning, some heavy rain, just like I'm getting now. In fact, I don't know if you heard that in the background, but we had a nice little boom just then. Well, I'm officially out of my severe thunderstorm watch. In fact, if I look at this, I'm almost done with the rain. If so, that was quick. Well, the way that this storm system's honestly moving, I may set this up to where I actually end up doing a video on here a bit later this evening. It all depends on what this northernmost decides to do. I'm just hoping that nothing too crazy ends up happening with this one. Trying to get an idea of what timing we might be looking at for the northeast. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. Alright. Alright. So I think it's probably about 6 o'clock when things start to go off in the northeast now. Also, no problem, Renita. I'm just not seeing the messages. Tim, I'll say this much about wildfires. If the fires, I don't know if the fire is still out or not, but you don't want rain going over there excessively, because the thing about that is you can get those debris flows afterwards too. Those can get pretty nasty, so hopefully you aren't asking for a deluge, because then that could turn into a new problem. Hey, Mia. Mia, to that all I can say is looks can be deceiving. I'm actually looking at weather models right now. I'd say it will be another 3 or 4 hours before your storms would come in. Actually, maybe about 1 or 2 hours. I would say 1 or 2 hours. 6 to 9 is probably about peak time, I would say. But storms start to fire in the western part of the state within the next couple of hours. Uh-oh. Alright, Renita, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. This one's for Wilkinson, Bibb, Twiggs, Northern Beckley, Peach, Houston, Crawford, and Jones County. They just issued it. That was 1 minute ago, actually. Dang it, come on now. Pull up Warner Robins. The strongest winds look like they're going to stay over towards Byron, though, as of right now. If there was any tornado possible, it would be even further south towards maybe Centerville or Warner Robins base itself. This worst of the storm should be passing through within the next few minutes, though. Yeah, I think the worst of the action is going to stay to your south. You're still going to get some good thunder and lightning, though, as a result of this. The storm looks like it's trying to intensify, but it's going to stay away. Oh, I just realized I was muted. I'm sorry about that. But what I was saying though was, I um, I remember a time when I was about 8 years old. I actually did have my own fear of it. I had my fear of tornadoes, particularly. And that was especially after that one experience I had in '03, where a funnel cloud chased us almost all the way to the gas station, passed over the building before touching down across the street. So it was a close call. I always used to get a little bit shook whenever a tornado warning would get issued. And then I guess there was another instance where literally had a funnel cloud over my head once. I think it was when I was about maybe 12, 13 years old. Possibly 14, but I was definitely in middle school around that time. And we were in a lake. We were over towards a park next to a lake. There's nowhere to really take shelter, so if that touched down, that probably would have been it. Between that and the lightning, I was like terrified, but I just thought to myself, you know what? It is what it is. And then it's funny because after that, I just stopped being afraid completely. Don't get me wrong, I still respect storms too. I didn't know my weather info tab was up. It's kind of crazy how all of that works, though, in the end. There's a lot of reasons why that can be. Some of it could be from trauma. Some of it could, because there are other people on here who have been through severe weather events. They've seen some of the worst of them, even. And the memories will unfortunately still bother them, so I mean, it's not like I don't understand. Yeah, that'll do it. I think you might have met Amputee before. Amputee actually went through a tornado, and that's why he starts to panic every once in a while when he gets a warning issued nearby. So, like I said, it's easy for me to understand why people have that. I mean, I've had my share of encounters too, like I've said, but for some, it's just For some, it just hits people differently. It's nothing to be ashamed of or angry or upset about, you know? Embarrassingly enough, I used to feel that way about bees too. Like, I got stung right above the corner of my eye. I'm done eating now, so I'll actually show you the spot that I'm referring to. But, alright, so, hello, I'm back, by the way. But, when I got stung like right here on my eye. For over a decade after that, I was terrified of bees. I would run in the opposite direction, especially the carpenter bees. Because I remember when I was about 4 years old, 4 years old, I just remembered the image of something flying into my eye and then feeling a sudden sting. I don't even know why the bee stung me, because I don't even think I hit it or anything like that. It just landed there. Yep, and then somehow I pulled the stinger out by hand by myself, like instantly. I just like Then I would also end up getting stung again when I was 12, like right on the neck here. But the funniest thing about it was, and I know it doesn't always work that way for everybody, but I actually started running into YouTube videos of like pest control actually removing the nest and looking at the process. At first it terrified me, gave me the heebie-jeebies. But as I understood the work that went into it, especially the guys that weren't trying to use chemicals to kill them, I was like, hey, these guys actually do have a function here. So I was like, you know what? So now I can kind of coexist with bees, but also, if one does get too close to me, I'm more than happy to kill it. And then on top of that, I remember after I started messing around with boxing and MMA, I usually would be able to move my feet around so well to where, like, when I make that sudden change in direction, they're kind of like, wait, where'd he go? So it's kind of funny to see that happen every once in a while. Like, don't start messing with me now. Uh-oh. And there's a tornado warning off to the south of Macon. Yeah, and the further south you go into Georgia, the meaner they tend to be, too. That's the other thing about it. So over towards Warner Robins, we just got a tornado warning issued. This is just to the north of Warner Robins and over towards Centerville. Okay, come on. Let me see the warning, please. And thank you. There we go. If you're close towards, if you're really close, like within 5 miles of Middle Georgia Regional Airport, then yes. But this is 10 miles to the south of Macon. It's gonna be kind of close, but I think you might be okay. Just go there just to be safe. Yeah, the rotation should be pretty far off to your south, though. Macon itself isn't in the warning. It's on like the far southern part of the county here. But if it makes you feel more comfortable to go into the basement in this case, why not? Better safe than sorry, but I think you should be okay. But yeah, I don't think you're in the path of this. It's a solid signature, though. Nothing confirmed on the ground, though. No signs of debris at the moment, which is good news. So we got another enhanced risk for tomorrow. Holy cow. It's going to be another long day. That's a 10% tour risk. And it's hatched as well. It's alright. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging you for it. If anything, I applaud you. Some people will actually go out and try to look at these storms half the time, knowing that they're probably going to be wrapped in rain like this one would be. Then you have the crazy ones like me who actually would be wanting to chase this, but at the same time, I actually kind of know what's going on. But there will be people that don't know what's going on and saying, hey, let's go out and chase this. You don't see it and then you drive right into it. It's just unnecessary. That kind of stuff is unnecessary. But this should be moving through pretty quickly, so you won't have to stay in your basement long. That's the good news. Well, actually, it's moving at about 35, so it's a little slower than expected. What, chasing them in general, or the guys that chase them just because they have no idea how to do it safely? That's the thing, I just recently got Skywarn certified, so I actually know what's going on now, for sure, as if I didn't before. Not like I already didn't study it for many years before I went to that seminar, or webinar in this case. Really would have loved to have been there in person and talk with other storm chasers. Hey, Justin. Good to see you. Great. Oh, by the way, great job on that chase yesterday. I saw you. We had you on the channel. Thank you for allowing us to have you on there, man. It's always a pleasure. If you did anything like this in Georgia and I started, and well, eventually it'll happen because I'm trying to get out there myself. It's just a little bit sketchy considering, well, I live in the city, so not the easiest thing to do, but I'm not afraid to do it. I just got Skywarn certified too, so I'm eager to get into it. I just got to get some things worked out on the car. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it could. Yeah, I got it earlier this month, actually, almost 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm excited to get out there, man. Kind of chomping at the bit, but got to get some maintenance done on the car beforehand. Make sure that the oil's changed, power steering's good. Power steering in particular has been a bit of a problem. And also wouldn't mind if the AC would work, because it's already starting to get pretty hot over here. In fact, this week it's going to get to about 80 degrees. And considering my day job as a landscaper, which I'm still in my uniform right now, yeah, I kind of want all of that to work. Also, since you're here, I do kind of want to know, what are your thoughts on Wednesday? Because Wednesday obviously is an enhanced risk, and there's even rumor that there might be a chance it goes up to a moderate. What are you thinking of that setup so far? From what I've been seeing on the model data, it looks like there's it's a bimodal event. Like the first one's over towards the Ohio Valley. Yeah, I might be actually doing like a little live discussion later, depending on how things go with this setup. If things slow down a bit more, I'm gonna try to get into the latest model data that's available. But it's still kind of limited, because really, I don't think we have any of the convectives in range yet, like HRRR or anything like that. Otherwise, I'd probably jump into it as soon as 18Z comes up. Yeah, but then I'm also kind of in a tough spot, because Tuesday actually went up to an enhanced risk, and I'll be covering that as well. So active times, very busy week ahead. Yeah, tomorrow definitely I'm looking to do a discussion. I just have to figure out where to fit that in, because they went 10% hatched risk. I think it was in Kansas, like central Kansas, where they have a 10% hatch for tornadoes. Let me look at it again. It won't show up on screen right now. I'm trying to keep the radar up since there's still a tornado warning in effect, obviously. It already looks like this is kind of a... Hang on, let me look at this again. Still getting used to this weather-wise thing while I'm at it. Yeah, it looks like it's dropped off on the rotation here. There's still some pretty strong winds. Might have gotten undercut by outflow, if anything. Just based off what I'm seeing on the loop here. Okay. Yep, it's an enhanced risk. The 10% hatch is over towards Wichita. I wonder if my buddy Baconator might chase that. Aw, dang, you chased this last weekend, and then you have a regular job like me. Holy cow. That's freaking beast, man. You are a badass. I'm just gonna say it straight up. You are a badass. That is badass. Just a reminder, guys, make sure you hit that like button. We're still waiting to see what happens with the northern mode of this event in particular. I'm especially interested towards West Virginia and western parts of Virginia. Try saying that fast about 5 times. But anywhere within this corridor where it's remained relatively untapped, that could be something here. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I literally had to blast home from work because the storms were literally hot on my heels. Well, actually, really, I was driving right into it. I work further out to the east of town here because I live in Atlanta, but I'm over towards like eastern Cobb County. So I go from Cobb to Gwinnett County, and then I go from Gwinnett back to Cobb, which is back towards the west. So I was literally driving into the storms, and they were coming in hot. Literally, I just barely beat them. I barely beat them home, like literally probably 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes after I had gotten home and started the stream. I was already hearing the heavy rain, the lightning, and a little bit of wind. Like, dang. Kind of went along with the forecast that I had been going with. It was about maybe 1 o'clock when the heaviest stuff seemed to hit. By the way, folks, we still have a tornado warning in effect. Polygon's gotten a little smaller. I don't expect this to last much longer. I'm checking right now, Renita. The worst of the line is past your area now. So if you're looking to come out of your safe spot, feel free to. The tornado threat itself looks like it might be dropping off. There could be a new area that reemerges, but it'll be well past you at this point. It should be off to your southeast at this point. Not a problem. Happy to help as always. Man, still kind of stiff from work today. Oh yeah, I was live. I was actually live, and I was able to see that. You had a great shot of it. One of my mods actually said you had a better shot than any of Ryan's guys did at one point, and it was awesome. But yeah, that was some great work yesterday. Yeah, hopefully one day I get to join y'all out there and chase. I wouldn't even be opposed to chasing in Arkansas. Probably need to get a little bit more experience under my belt before I do that, though. Ah. But yeah, I think right after he had said that, like maybe 20 minutes later, that's when the stream first it went down. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I think that would be one of those states where probably a chase buddy would be a good move. I'll just have to find somebody crazy enough to go out with me all the way to Arkansas to chase. I still have to kind of learn Alabama. I've been in there a couple of times, but mainly only around the Birmingham area. Oh, yeah, I heard there's a few dead zones out there in Arkansas as well, so I already knew exactly why the stream ended the way that it did. I was like, I wish I knew exactly where you were at that time. I knew you were somewhere close to Jonesboro earlier. Oh, I've been learning cloud formation since I was a kid. Honestly, when I went through the webinar, really, a lot of the stuff that I saw from the Skywarn certification, I already knew. So I was just like, dang, I already know this. I know that. I was like, I know that. Oh. Oh, you were towards Newport? Okay, so you were off to the southwest then. Not by, I was off by quite a bit actually. Dang it. Yeah, I remember towards the beginning of your stream when you were talking about your target area, you were going to kind of hang out towards Jonesboro and then just kind of jump. Oh, you were on Tail End Charlie. You were on Tail End Charlie. That's where I would have been too. Because that's where you would have had the best chance for something stronger. And it would have been less likely to have been rain wrapped compared to anything else that formed in the line. Yeah, that's probably exactly where I would have been. Well, I would have tried to be there. Again, man, I can't say it enough. Excellent job on that stream last night. It was awesome. Yeah, I remember that you drove through, I don't think you did like a core punch. I think you stayed out of the core, maybe. I remember you were driving through something, and I think you were reporting like marble-sized hail, if I remember correctly. I think that would make me a little bit more nervous than anything else. Than seeing the tornado. Probably be if I'm in a spot where I'm like, okay, if I want to get to this storm, I'll have to drive through this one. It's like, okay, windshield, don't fail me now. Thankfully in Georgia, we don't get too much in the way of huge hail. Oh, once it got to quarter, you would slow it down. Okay, I can't blame you there. I don't know where to look around here for hail insurance. So yeah, I'm not really I'm not so inclined as to try and find out. Oh, so they extended the warning now. So this is gonna go through Jeffersonville here from the looks of it. Oh, hang on a minute. Ah, it's so close to the radar site, it's gonna be hard to see anything. From what I can tell, there probably might be two spots. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Yeah, hail would probably be one of the things I'm most nervous about. That and probably lightning. What I really would love to do, truthfully, I would love to get myself a really good camera so I can get photographs of the storm as well. Because that's always been one of my favorite pastimes. A lot of people don't know about that, but long before I had this channel, I'd always been into weather. And when I used to live in Kennesaw, we lived in a house or an apartment that was facing directly to the north, and I had a clear view off to the north and west. We were up on a hill, so I could see everything roll in. I can't tell you how many pictures we got of lightning. It was almost scary. Dang, right next to your car, huh? I guess that's what you would call pucker factor right there. I've had some close calls with lightning on foot, so... Well, actually, I think I've had one or two close encounters with lightning in the car before, too. I'm trying to think if it was 2021 or 2022 where it happened. I remember we had gotten rained out from work because I was doing landscaping around that time, too. But I was doing maintenance. I ended up going through part of town. Oh, no, that wasn't it. I think it was when I got this job that I have now. So it was last year. Yeah, I think it was actually last year when that happened. Yeah, I remember, I think I had done a examination for my DOT license. And then I remember coming back home. The lightning was insane. And then I think it hit like either it was right across the street or maybe it hit the building. I don't know if it was directly next to me. It's pretty daggone close though. It was close enough to where it shook the car. I know that much. And then the rain was so bad to where even when I was going about 20 miles an hour, it felt like I could have easily slipped off the road if I had sped up wrong. I think also our tires were bad at that time too, so there was that. Let's look here. See what we got. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with my analytics board. For some reason I can't see chat on there. Oh well. It's okay. I see it. I like the name of the clip. Oh. A little louder than I thought. Oh. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That was literally right next to you. It was literally like right in front of you. Glad you guys are alright and glad your car's in one piece. Woo! Man. Alright, let's see if that warning add anything down while we're at it. There may be some thoughts that just south that this storm here may have had a brief touchdown too while we're at it. I was looking at it a little earlier. I mean, the rotation's kind of been like pulsing in and out. Definitely can't tell what's going on now. We're too close to the radar site. Alright, let's try and see what CC had on the loop here. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's get that back up. Alright guys, let's see. This warning expires soon. We'll at least do a rundown of tomorrow's threat. And then Wednesday we'll try and figure out what we can. I gotta have some kind of plan of attack to approach dealing with this week, because there is a lot of severe weather ahead. And I mean a lot. There's an enhanced risk tomorrow, there's an enhanced risk Wednesday, and a slight risk on Thursday. And there might even be one more for Friday, so. Could be a 6, maybe even a 7-day stretch of severe weather live coverage here. It's not the first time we've done that in the channel's history, but it's pretty rare. It might be the second or third time that's ever happened. We did it, I think we did it once in 2023. I don't think Georgia's going to be involved in severe weather this time. There's going to be some storms on Sunday, most likely. But it may not even reach that far south to your area as it stands. But yeah, Georgia seems pretty calm right now after tonight. Or after this afternoon, really. Because by the time we get into tonight, the storm threat should diminish significantly. Might have a remnant rain shower later in the evening, but that's about it. A lot of what we're seeing on the radar now is just kind of using up whatever, well, not whatever energy, but most of the energy that's left over. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I think you'll be alright. I'm really embarrassed that I didn't make my bed today. I was in such a hurry to get to work and get done so I could get here. I guess I just kind of neglected it. See if there's any way I can fix this laptop, make my life a little easier. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have anything to hide that much, as far as that's concerned, but still. I'm trying to, at the very least. I'm definitely trying to. I'm kind of glad I didn't make my bed, because if I did, who knows, I'd probably be trying to take a nap right now. And I don't need to do that. I need to be focused right now. I'm just glad I chose to eat when I did. 'Cause I definitely feel a lot better than I did when I first came in. Yeah, this is the third stream. This is really the third stream in 3 days. And then on top of that, I had a full day's work. We knocked that out in record time, though. I think that was the fastest that we had done this season. Yeah, I think my laptop here is officially cooked. Get some water here. Oof. I can only imagine how little sleep you've gotten. Yeah, like, 'cause you went on a tear. You went from Arkansas all the way over to Tulsa, pushed over towards Oklahoma City, and then went back to Arkansas and chased again. Like, that is some miles. Yeah, my laptop's cooked. I don't want to take it to a repair shop. I can't afford it. Help. I think I have an old one in my closet somewhere. Maybe if I can unearth that and get her fixed up, maybe I can use that. Got back home. Sheesh. That's another thing that I tell people, that storm chasing's not for the faint of heart, man. Like, you have to have some dog in you. Like, you got to be ready to grind this stuff out, you know. 'Cause there's gonna be times where it's just you got to get up and go. Yeah, you should be good for the rest of the day, Renita. Macon is just about clear. The rain's almost on the way out, honestly. So you can catch a little break, and then now I'm going to be starting to shift my attention towards this northern mode more. Are you? Made it through just fine, Renita. Yeah, I don't know exactly how old you are, Justin, but you went out there and did your thing, man. Like, impressed. Like, that was impressive. Like, even the younger chasers, I think, aren't too quick to do what you did. You're six. Holy cow. You're 60 and you did that? If I can be at that age and do that, I would be so proud. At 60 years old to be able to do that. Holy cow, that's freaking. Like, freaking A, man. Like, that is badass. Like, that's the only way to put it. I try not to swear too much on the channel here. But yeah, that weekend that you put together there was something. Man, if I could, shoot, even at 50, if I could pull something like that off, I'd be thrilled with myself. That's what I plan to do as well. I'm gonna do what I can to stay safe, of course. Yeah, because, man, some of these younger chasers, man, they throw caution to the wind entirely. Especially with me living in Dixie, I can't play those kinds of games either. Because I'm pretty sure that the storm motion that we get here, it's insane. 60 plus is almost a common thing whenever you get supercells. Oh, I'm glad you told me your age. Renita, you said you're from Massachusetts, though, so I don't know if you know the Southern Belle rule around here, but one thing that the ladies always tell the men out here in the South: do not ask a woman's age. It's a great way to get slapped. It's a great way to get slapped. Justin knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure he does. But yeah, like I remember some people were asking me my mom's age. I was like, I'm not gonna say it unless you want to see me get slapped. I don't know why you guys want me to get slapped so bad, but cool. You're not gonna know. Yep, exactly. That's the rule. All older women are 21 and above, and you don't say anything beyond that. It's a blessing to be able to age well. Well, no fairness, my mom looks younger than her age, too. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you, because I don't want to get slapped. Because she does watch these streams from time to time. In fact, last night she popped in on chat. In fact, after the stream, I'm going to tell her about the weekend that you had, Justin. She's going to be shocked. I bet she would be blown away by that. Well, good news is we don't have any more tornado warnings. Okay, so here's what I think I'm gonna do in the meantime if things stay kind of quiet. Depending on if HRRR loaded, I'm gonna look for tomorrow's threat, and then I guess I'll wait till tomorrow to discuss Wednesday's threat. Alright, Renita, have a good nap. We'll probably be live later to cover the rest of these areas. Or we'll probably continue to be live, I don't know. Part of me wants to rest, but I did say I was going to stick around. It really just depends on how these storms end up panning out here. Because the question I really have is just how much instability is there going to be with this northern mode? Because we probably have about another 2 hours, I would say, based off of what I saw on HRRR. That last time that I looked at it was about maybe an hour and a half ago. And 18Z's just now starting to come in. Daggone it, daylight savings time. I would go catch a cat nap. Yeah. I mean, why not? I think I'm actually gonna go with that. Oh. Which part of North Carolina? Because they do have a meso discussion here. I would expect a severe thunderstorm watch to probably get issued within the next 2 hours. I would almost go as far as to say maybe the next hour. Charlotte. I keep forgetting that Charlotte doesn't have a NextRad site. Yeah, it looks like these storms are still a little ways off from Charlotte. These other ones over here are not all that impressive. All the severe stuff is still all the way back towards Greenville. So I would say probably within the next 2 hours. Probably I would say about an hour or so. Hour and a half maybe. Seems more reasonable. But yeah, it looks like they're going to be in for a little something here. Shoot. But yeah, tell them to keep an eye on it. Yeah, tell them to keep an eye on it. But yeah, I think I might take a little power nap here for about maybe an hour and then figure out the rest. Because we'll have at least probably... Thanks for tuning in, Justin. I tried to pop in on chat a couple times during your stream last night. So, yeah, hopefully you saw me. We also had a couple other guys from our stream come in too. Voice of Liberty and I think it was Contingents maybe. But yeah, I'll catch you later. But for now, guys, we're going to end the stream. Or we're going to have an intermission. Nice. Alright, Justin. I'll catch you a little later. And to everyone else, I'm gonna have to take a little moment to rest here so I can finish this out. I'll probably be offline for about an hour. I would put up a voting poll and let you guys decide, but I don't want the stream to crash either if I do go that route, because then that just means I would have to start over anyway. So I'll rest up, give you guys a proper thumbnail since I just threw that one together in like 5 minutes. And then go on from there. But everyone, I'll see you in a little bit.